Let's talk about right of way. Are you wrong or do you know your stuff? In my experience, most drivers don't know or completely misunderstand the rules for right of way. And in my experience, and I go to road tests daily, I've been going for many years, mistakes of this type, right of way mistakes, are among the most common cause of road test fails. Despite what you may think, it is not parallel parking or not only parallel parking. Despite what your friend who failed told you, it wasn't just because of parallel parking. And if you think about it, nobody's dying during parallel parking. However, most accidents are happening at intersections where people are misunderstanding right of way. That's where the accidents happen. That's where your examiner is placing the most importance. That's where I place the most importance. Make no mistake though, I'm good at parallel parking and so are my students, but that is not the most important thing. It's the least important thing as far as I'm concerned. But that's another video for another day. So let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to be talking mostly about the small local intersections with stop signs. Sometimes we call those all-way stops if they all have stop signs. There are two main rules. Most people know the first one. Almost nobody knows the second one. I like to put it a different way. The first rule is really about timing, meaning who arrived first, because you probably and hopefully already know this. The first vehicle to arrive and stop first has the right of way. So they should be the first to proceed. And you've probably been taught this. It's order of arrival, first come, first served, however you want to phrase it. The first vehicle to stop first should be the first vehicle to go, second vehicle to stop, second to go, so on and so forth. The little asterisk means that it is regardless of direction, meaning it doesn't matter which direction you or the other vehicle intend to go. If one of you is clearly there first, then you're going first, whoever stopped first. Doesn't matter left, right, or straight. More on that later. The second rule, the one that almost nobody, including your parents and loved ones, really know. It's about location. It's what to do if nobody's first. Two or more vehicles stop at approximately the same time. In that case, it's the vehicle to the right, not going right, but to the right-hand side of you that has the right of way. And once again, it's regardless of direction. And I'll illustrate that in just a second. So here we go. Let's look at the all-way stop. Don't be embarrassed if you're among the many who thinks or thought that if it says all way underneath the stop sign, it means that, oh, this stop sign, you have to stop all the way. Unlike the other ones that you can just roll right through, right? No, all way just refers to everyone there should have a stop sign. First pro tip here, ignore this. My eyes don't even register this anymore. I look for all the stop signs quickly. I figure out this intersection quickly before I get there. That's my goal for you. I'm going to come back to that after we talk about this. So here we go. Most common scenario, let's say this is you. You arrive or clearly before someone else coming in. It doesn't matter where that someone else is. You arrive first, they arrive second. It doesn't matter whether you want to go straight or left or right or where they want to go. By the way, you don't always know where they want to go. They may not signal, pretty common. They may signal one way and go another, also pretty common. Or you may not really see their signal clearly. Doesn't matter. You stop first, you should be going first, so you're on your way. But my mom, dad, brother, sister, fill in the blank, told me to make sure I see this car come to a full stop before I go. Gonna strongly disagree with that because that will cause confusion and possibly an accident. Yes, I know that most people don't do full stops at stop signs. I've been alive a long time. However, almost nobody wildly accelerates through here. What they do is they slow down. If you're not there and there are no witnesses, they blow right through it or they roll right through it. However, they know they have a stop sign And they can clearly tell if you've arrived first and you're already on your way, they don't want to hit you either. So they're going to slow down even if they don't stop. And I know some of you are not comfortable with that, but by you stopping and staring at them, and they come here, and then you both stare at each other, and then you both start to stop and start, well, that's not good. Causes confusion, it's inefficient, potentially dangerous. So, unless you see this person not slowing at all or wildly accelerating, which is way more rare than you think, then you should be on your way even if you see someone approaching, as long as you know they have a stop sign. All right? Be less ambiguous and more obvious to that person by going. That does not mean skip your stop or don't do a full stop because you're in a rush to beat them. It means you can get all this looking and calculating and deciding done early if you figure out this intersection by the time you've arrived, which means while you're braking, slowing, and stopping, you should have already looked around quickly and figured out 3 things. 1, does everyone have a stop sign? 2, is anything approaching from anywhere? And 3, if so, is that thing getting here before me or after me or at about the same time? Because that makes a difference and it dictates what you do. So the sooner you start looking around and figuring it out, the better off you'll be. In fact, if there's one thing I ever teach a student, if I only had one thing to teach anyone, experienced or not, it is that. This will make your life way easier if you get in the habit of looking for stop signs and for who's coming in before you even get here. What should you look for? Well, yes, you're looking for the stop sign, the octagon. You might see it easily across the street, the back of the octagon. However, stop signs to your right and left, you may not see them so easily. They might be to the side like a thin profile. So I quickly scan for the fat white line on the ground that only goes halfway across the road. If you see that, and your eyes will probably pick up on that line way quicker than they will notice a stop sign on the side. If you look for those lines, you'll quickly see whether there's a stop sign there. Sometimes a stop sign is hidden or obscured by trees, bushes, parked cars, trucks, etc. So yes, look for stop signs. Look for the line in the ground. I know they don't always exist, but if they're there, your eyes will usually pick up on them a little more quickly, and then you'll notice the sign. That's a pro tip right there. Okay, so you've looked around for stop signs, whether or not everyone has one. You've looked around for anything approaching, car, truck, motorcycle, scooter, whatever, and you've determined the timing. Well, that's enough information to know whether you should wait or go. So again, you arrive first, you're going first. They arrive second, they're going second. If you arrive at approximately the same time, we said the vehicle to the right, to your right, has the right of way. Sometimes you are the vehicle to the right. So if both of you stop at about the same time, this driver looks to their right, you are there, you should be going first. I know this isn't how things often play out, but that's how it should. However, what do you see people doing? They don't understand this rule, so they do that little politeness standoff. They go, you go. They flash their high beams or they wave, and then you go, no, you go. And then they go, no, you go. And then you both starting and stopping. Well, this is inefficient. It takes forever. It's also dangerous. If every driver just knew that rule about the person on the right, things would move a lot more smoothly. Everyone would get where they're going a lot sooner and a lot safer. That's my 2 cents on that. So now you understand. Be less ambiguous. Go when it's your turn. Yes, make your full stop. Figure this out before you even get here. It's great if you stop and then look around. We're lucky if everyone does that. It's even better if you look around as you're slowing and stopping. Then you will linger here for less time. So where I'm going with all of this is to have you hang out here for the shortest amount of time possible, right? Because the longer you wait here, the more likely someone's going to arrive. You're staring at each other. There's confusion about right of way. One person starts to go. Maybe you hit each other. Not the scenario you want, obviously. So I'd like you to figure it out and be on your way when it's your turn. moving along. Oh, by the way, that scenario about the person on the right, again, it's regardless of direction. So it doesn't matter where they intend to go. You don't even know that for sure. Or where you intend to go, they don't even know that for sure. It's just timing, whoever got there first, or location if you're there at approximately the same time. Another variant of this that I didn't cover yet is, well, but Peter, what if 3 of them arrive at the same time, or 4 of them? I'll get to that. Take a moment to guess if all 3 arrived at approximately the same time, who should be going first? I'll give you a few seconds. If you guessed the vehicle to the right of everyone else, well, then you're right. They should be going first. This one should be going second, and that one should be going third. Doesn't matter where they intend to go. It's just who's to the right of everyone else. That's should. I know you see all kinds of things, people waving each other on. Again, that's because they don't understand, and they're just complicating things for everyone. Now, the last question you might have, well, what if everyone has a stop sign and everyone gets there at the same time? Well, first of all, this is a pretty rare scenario, but it does happen. This is the only time that the drivers should be working it out, waving each other on or flashing their high beams or whatever it is they're going to do. That's the only time that they should really be working it out. The other scenarios, there are rules for. Whoever was there first or whoever is on the right. Sometimes you're the person on the right. You get here at the same time, should be you. All right, hopefully we're clear on that. And moving on. So let's go to situations where not everyone has a stop sign. Other types of intersections. In this one, this driver, let's say it's you again, has a stop sign. You look across the street, you see the back of a stop sign. You look to the right and left, and there's no stop line and no stop signs. We can call this a main road or a through street. You probably, hopefully, already know that whoever does not have the stop sign has the right of way, and you should be yielding to them unless they're super far away. And you can go or turn without them having to brake or swerve or slow down or speed up based on what you did. So if your movement doesn't affect them, then there's enough time for you to go through. All right, so we covered that. This will be another video, but when do you do a second stop? Sometimes you call it a double stop. Well, if they don't have stop signs and also, the and also is important, and also you cannot see very far to either or both sides, then you need a second stop. By the way, you still need to do the first stop here behind the line. They paint it there because that's where potential pedestrians should walk. And you're supposed to stop here and not skip it like you see most people do. So the law is you do your first full stop there, even if you can't see, then you move up and do a second stop if you need to. Once you know it's clear, you can proceed whichever way you're going. All right, hopefully we covered that. So that's everything about stop sign intersections. I went a little bit into second stops. That's going to be another video. I mentioned parallel parking. That'll be another video too. And of course, the intersections with traffic lights or no stop signs, we'll make that a separate video. More importantly, if you have any questions about this, if anything's not clear or you felt I left anything uncovered, feel free to comment. I do reply to all of them. I truly want to know if this is helping you. If you have any questions, let me know, and happy driving.